You What is going on, guys? For some reason, I've got audio issues. Hello. How about now? Thank you for the follow. Just need a moment to sort out some stuff. Hello. 1, 2, 1. Okay. One, two. Ah, so you do. I am on the stream then. Fantastic. Alrighty. So, sorry about this, guys. I have had some. I've had some issues today. Unfortunately, I had to cancel on Sahil. But he'll be back next week, and I will be. Yeah, I'll be. I think I've got my issues sorted out now, so I'm just. It was my end that I couldn't hear stuff, so I'm just going to go over and say hi to our guest, Janne. Janne, my friend, how are you doing?
Hello.
Yes, we have audio from Janne as well. Fantastic. How you doing, bud?
I'm all good. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm a little stressed because it started and my computer. Obviously, I unplugged everything, so Windows has gone back to defaults in a bunch of things. But I managed to sort it out pretty quickly, so it's all good now. So yeah, thanks for coming on, Janne, and I'll probably come back to you in about 5-10 minutes after I've played a song or whatever, and then we can start chatting. Look, he's loving the bass from my voice. I'm having a husky day today. Apparently it's a good sound. All right, so yeah, we're gonna. And when I tour managed with you, and a bunch of other stuff really, about your drumming and stuff, because it's a cool story for everyone to hear. So, thanks for coming on, and yeah, I'll be back with you soon.
Hell yes.
So yeah. Alrighty, guys. So I need to just test my guitar. It's a bit loud, apparently. That can be rectified quickly. Alright, that sounds better. Slowly getting there, guys. Slowly getting there. Alright, I've got some new camera angles and everything this week. I'm trying to... It sounds pretty fat to me. Better tune that. We actually had situations, but no, it was good fun. So yeah, I'm going to play Consequence Complex. Hopefully we'll be good with the volumes and stuff. Alrighty, that was Consequence Complex. But yeah, I'll try and play a song later to say sorry. Yeah, it's not Twitch's fault, it's my fault. It's because volumes and stuff. Oh, Janne, you're on screen. Look at that. That's a sign of dedication, always practicing, huh?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so don't know what happened with my screen there, but I will sort that out for later in the stream.
Looks alright for now.
Yeah. The problem is pretty much if you cap audio or cap anything, it just destroys the stream for some reason. So apparently I wasn't careful about it when I was resetting it. Yeah,
Not the audio, right? Only like the video.
Yeah, only the video for some reason. Well, we'll just try and deal with it the best we can. And if not, you guys can just use this like a podcast. So, yeah, man. So how's things anyway, man? You've been a busy boy since you left Bloodshot in 2015. Obviously, you joined a few projects. Joined the band you're wearing on your t-shirt.
It's God damn it! Why do I wear this shirt right now?
Well, I had to point it out.
Yeah,
So.
I know. Like I was thinking about it. Like, should I just run and change real quick? But fuck it, I haven't showered in days, so I don't want to ruin a new shirt.
Well, you don't really need to worry about what you look like right now, do you? So,
I'm far away from everything.
So yeah, so me and Janne first met. I can't remember when the first Scar Symmetry tour was. I guess like 2013, maybe 2012.
I think it was 12.
Yeah, and you were playing with Deal's Death at that point. And yeah, I just met you by chance, really, because I was recommended to Eric at the time to help you guys just with getting around the place, really. It wasn't like a proper tour management job or anything, but I was obviously pleased to do it because I love the Scar guys. So, but yeah, I mean that was a fun time. I knew Ole as well, actually, from Vulturion. Yeah, I'd helped him out with some shows, or we did some shows with them a few years before. But yeah, I mean that was a fun tour in itself, really. I can't really remember a great deal of it, but was it with Zerath as well? Yeah.
Zerath, and there was another band. Like I know, I still remember.
Yeah, it's Chris's band, Betray Us, right?
Exactly, Betray Us. That's the one.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Chris, I still stay in touch with. I actually live pretty close to him now, and
that's cool.
he does actually he does tour driving for us and stuff. Played his band the other day on here, so. But yeah, no, that was a fun tour. I remember a lot of drink and stuff happening in the tour bus there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean we kind of had a good rapport there after that tour, I think. Because I don't know if you knew Bloodshot beforehand, but I definitely introduced you at least to Bloodshot at that point.
Yeah, you did. I hadn't heard the music before, but I knew about you guys from Odle, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm just reading some comments. Loads of people seem to be talking. What happens in the tour bus stays in the tour bus. That's definitely not true at all.
No.
That's
like the
biggest part of our personalities as musicians, is to talk about tour stories and stuff like that. But yeah, no. So yeah, that tour was great. Scar Symmetry was cool. And then fast forward maybe a year. It was just maybe a year and a half or something later. We had issues with our drummer at the time, so we needed to get a drummer in to help us do a tour with Scar Symmetry, actually. And it was you know, it sounds like a pretty standard situation, but the problem was that we had 3 days to find a drummer to learn our set and play it. But Janne, he took the call and he said yes pretty much right away. So what was your thinking? I mean, obviously we were desperate because me and Ben love Scar Symmetry, and you know, obviously with how things have gone now, with Ben being in Scar Symmetry, it was obviously a really important thing to happen. So I mean, from your perspective, how did that go? Like, so we asked you and you were like, yeah. You said you already knew a couple of the songs or something like that from warm-ups, or Godless or something.
Yeah, that would be Godless. I didn't know like every single detail in the song, and there's a few, but I knew a lot of them just because I remembered it and hearing it. But the thing is, like, when
this was on our first album cycle, guys. Just so you know, so this was before obviously Demons was out. So our set was a bit smaller, but still. Not an easy task, I don't think.
No, definitely not.
So you had no time to sit on a kit, right?
No.
It was basically like get on a plane the next day or something. I can't really remember.
Well, it's quite funny because I do remember the details, but I also remember my reaction.
Go ahead.
Because I was in here with my friend Andreas Lindgren, because we were playing a show with Deal's Death supporting Hypocrisy the day before I left.
Yeah.
So I was getting him ready to stand in for my band. And you know, we were drinking, and you called me, and I was just pissed drunk. So I didn't.
That probably worked to my advantage at the time, I imagine.
Yeah, it did. Because I don't recall you saying like, yeah, you're gonna have to be here in like 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, we were out of time.
Yeah. Getting another guitarist ready to stand in for my band, and then we went to do the show, and we booked my tickets, and I had to go back to Stockholm because I live on the west coast of Sweden, around Gothenburg, so it's a 6-hour drive up there. So I was learning. I had my friend Andreas, because he lives up there. I had him drive the car up there, and I was just sitting in the passenger seat learning the songs. And
just on your hands and knees kind of thing.
I had a snare in my lap.
Oh, right.
I was driving him insane for 6 hours. Snare, like learning all the details, and
with headphones on, so you couldn't even hear the music, I guess.
Exactly. So he was just hearing me tapping random shit, repeating myself on the snare, and just like fuck. And then the next day, when I got on the plane, I still had my headphones, and the guy next to me was like, "Can you just please stop?" I'm like, "No."
I've got a job to do. Yeah.
And then
amazing.
Then I landed, and you guys picked me up, and we went straight to the practice room and just did like a 2-hour run through of everything. And the day after, the tour started.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good as well when we. The cram study obviously worked pretty good, because when we finally got into the studio, you know, it was like really. I mean, I can't really remember exactly. I just remember us playing the songs and being like, okay, there was no really reason to be worried about anything, because you seemed pretty comfortable right away. I mean, how did you feel just coming into a room and playing with a bunch of guys for the first time after all that exhausting travel, etc.?
I think I was just numb, honestly. I had already done
emotionally void.
out. Yeah, I was just. It almost feels like when you're blacked out drunk, you know, and you just don't know what's going on anymore, and you don't really care. I was just sitting there like, okay, I hope my body just works, everything I've practiced, and everything I've done, I hope I just remember it, because obviously at that short amount of time, it's difficult to get that stuff put into your muscle memory.
Yeah.
So I constantly had to think about what I was playing. I remember screwing up a few things, and
yeah, I mean, as standard, really, it's always going to be
but
always going to be the case.
We went on stage the day after. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good. I do remember, however, we had issues elsewhere, didn't we? Like Ant didn't play like the first 3 or 4 songs or something. He wasn't coming out of front of the house, so we had all the worry about playing with a new lineup, and then that happened anyway, and it was just like, oh, at this point, whatever. But no, I mean, that was a cool show because it was in London and it was pretty much sold out. So that was a nice one.
Pat falling, playing the Illusionist solo.
Yeah,
You remember that?
yeah, I do. Oh man, I remember a lot of things about that show actually, like Rebirth and Lars were standing side stage because they were watching you and enjoying you, and then they didn't realise that I was also in a band as well because I was tour managing them. So they didn't realise I was in the band as well, so they were like, whoa, and yeah, I don't know, it just really hyped me up because obviously I really like the band and stuff, so it was pretty cool. Pretty fun times.
Yeah, it was fun. Like that was a really fun tour in general because touring was quite new to me at the time.
Yeah, it was new to us as well. It was like getting these opportunities to go around with and support bands. So no, it was really cool though. I mean, just that we managed to pull all that together and then put out a show. I mean, I can't really. I've played so many shows since, and I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah, man.
So I can't really remember the routing of the tour or anything, but I mean that tour went off pretty much without a hitch, if I remember rightly. It was quite a lot of shows as well. It was like 13 shows. Because we did a headline tour afterwards in like regional places, and with chapters. You must remember that with Joe and Angus, yeah.
Of course.
So yes, I mean a few highlights of the tour. One would be beer pong in Grimsby when you like demolished all of chapters, and then you were like, I mean that was the most obscene rider like I've ever seen for us anyway. We had like, they were like 2-liter bottles of vodka and there was like 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then there was just like a punch going where people would just tip in more alcohol in as they got more drunk and couldn't taste anymore. Yeah, the whole gig was so funny actually. That was Ben, our driver at the time. He like broke his ankle. And he was such an old school roadie. He was just like, no worries guys, I'll cope with it. And he drove all the way to the next Liverpool show or something just on 1 foot, and we were all just there like shitting our pants, just like, oh my god, this guy is not. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love him. See him quite a lot because he actually does the rentals at John Henry's in London nowadays, so I've seen him fairly regularly. But that whole situation was fucked. Like, especially the alcohol consumption the night before. Like, he was definitely still drunk to be able to drive on that ankle. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't really remember any other. I mean, there was probably some other good stuff that happened. I think we not prank. It might have been another tour actually. Did we play in Ireland? Did we play on that tour, or was it another tour? Because I remember we pranked some people pretending we lost your passport when we were in Ireland on April Fools.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a different tour though.
Yeah, it was a different tour because we pranked Jay.
That was with Beholder and Scar Symmetry.
Yeah, it has to be because we had Jay.
Did we do two tours with Scar Symmetry?
I don't know. It feels like
I don't think we did. I think that is the same tour, honestly, because we only toured with them once, and I only remember touring with Simon once, which was that London show. So mad that it all melds into one when you're talking about it. But yeah, so
in Ireland with that lineup.
Yeah, we went over it because we played in Dublin, and then Scar Symmetry went over to Glasgow, and we went to Limerick and played that festival, Siege of Limerick festival. So yeah, that was really funny though, because we did I'm gonna divulge on the story. So Simon Hall, you guys might know him. He's one of the organisers of Bloodstock. He's also in a band called Beholder that I believe have just sort of started doing stuff again.
Are they doing stuff again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Simon announced that there's stuff in the works, so which is cool. It's good to see him back on the wagon there. But yeah, so we basically had a day off on the tour, so I managed to book us a show in Ireland, but the other bands on the tour, they went off to Scotland, which was our show the following day after. And it was April Fools. It just happened to be April Fools. I love April Fools as well. So pretty much what we decided, we'd prank the other two bands. Well, prank Jay, who was like kind of the tour driver, and he was the tour driver for Scar Symmetry, and he was like co-tour managing with me, because obviously I had to separate. And also Simon. So pretty much at like, I think it was at like 3 or 4 in the morning, we were at the ferry port, and this is where when we decided to do it, because we had a 6 a.m. ferry. And so I pretty much just contacted Jay, the driver, because I knew he'd be like half asleep, probably half cut from being drunk, and just told him, look, Janne's lost his passport. They're not letting him out of Ireland. We don't know what to do. We can't get through to the Swedish consulate and all this stuff. And I basically did the same to Simon. And so yeah, what happened with Jay? Simon was like pretty concerned for a bit, but I think he was like, just like, oh fuck, kind of thing. So it didn't really hit that hard. But with Jay's like really susceptible to pranks like this. So he like sprung out of bed, and apparently he was like pacing in the hallway of the hotel in his underwear, like trying to call the Swedish government and stuff to try and get you. I don't even know what he was like planning on trying to do at 4 in the morning. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was so funny. And then we called him back, and he just like screamed down the phone at me. Like, it was pretty funny though.
Like, if he would have been there, he would have beat the fuck out of you. Because I remember, like, this is a mean prank. But at the same time, I was so drunk, I couldn't really beat you.
Well, it's funny because I've actually got Jay like multiple times with April Fool's pranks. Like when we did one where we did an announcement that Per was our new clean guitarist and vocalist, so he was just playing clean guitars and vocals. And Jay sent me a message. You were like, "Congratulations, bro! I can't believe this is happening. And so it's a bit strange, but nice." And I was just like, "Yeah, he's playing clean guitars and clean vocals, Jay. Like, it's April 1st," and he was just like, "Fuck!" And that kind of brought back he kind of then reminisced about how I fucked him over on the tour that time. So apparently you're quiet. I'm going to turn you up. Speak, Janne.
I'm quiet.
You should be better now.
Am I better?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
Actually, I'm not even saying that much right now, like, cause you're telling the stories.
That's true. Yeah, I am talking a bit much.
And it's all good. Like, I'm getting reminded about all these things. Like, so long ago now. It's like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, it's mad. So I mean, we'll move on, and because we're gonna talk about recording demons and just your drumming and stuff. So I can't really talk about that. So we'll get into that kind of stuff now. So yeah, Janne ended up joining us pretty much in 2013, I think, like maybe a year and a half after that, because the spot became open, and you know, you'd already you were wanting experience and stuff at that point. So. But there was a bit of a gap between, was there not, where you started to learn doubles? Was that when you started to learn doubles in between the tour? Or?
Oh yeah, that was after, because it was it's like with a double stroke technique with kicks. Yeah, because a few years before joining Bloodshot, like I could all those things singles, but I hurt my ankle really bad.
Yeah, you had an injury.
yeah, so I couldn't really do it anymore. And then I just stumbled on a video, two videos actually, with John Longstreth and Francesco Paoli from Flesh God. And I saw them doing this double stroke thing. I'm like, huh, that seems smart.
Yeah.
So
So
I
how did you approach learning it? Did you just try and learn it off the internet, or did you ask anyone for advice, or
no,
who's your muse for it to master that? Because obviously you used it on the Demons album, and it's a big part of the sound of that record. So
it, yeah, I didn't learn it from any more videos than those two that I saw with John and Francesco.
hmm
I just what I did, because I watched John's video and I saw his pedal. Like, okay, so it's a Pearl Demon Drive pedal. I'm gonna go get myself a Pearl Demon Drive pedal because at the
yeah.
time I was working a lot with my dad and I was making way more money than I was supposed to. So, and I wasn't really good at holding that money at all. So I just
Well, who is
went.
at that age? I mean, you were what? You were early 20s at this point, so
Yeah,
you know.
I was so stupid. Bought so much shit that's probably still around here somewhere, but I just don't know where. Uh, and now I'm broke, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
So,
now you're living the band dream.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah. But anyhow, like I walked into this music store in Stockholm because I lived there at the time, and I saw just one of those pedals there, and I took it to an electronic kit, and I think the settings on the pedal, I just looked out because I could get a double stroke roll going. And I heard it in my like, cause I had these headphones on, not these headphones, but I had headphones, and I managed to get a roll from that. I was like, holy shit! So I just bought it on the spot, and
Yeah.
uh, at the time I didn't have an acoustic kit in Stockholm, but my friend Andreas, the guy who was here with me, who stood in for Deal Seth,
hmm
the day before I flew over to you guys. He had a drum kit in his basement, and I had some trigger stuff with me, so I started experimenting with triggers and double strokes in his basement. I just went there. It was like an hour drive away from where I live, but I was just going there every day. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go down to your basement now, and start doing double
He was
stuff.
just like, go ahead, why not?
Yeah, yeah, they were all cool with it. So that was just super inspiring, getting the kicks back, that I
Yeah.
lost for years.
I mean,
And
obviously, it's just so everyone knows, the double rolls on the feet technique is pretty much an economic way to play. I mean, Janne could show. Can you show? Can you show your camera?
you can't see my feet at all, but it's pretty much like a double stroke roll with hands. Like,
Yeah, go on.
can that be seen? Let's see. Let's turn this a little bit.
Hopefully, it doesn't. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. The sound's fine. Oh, maybe not.
Instead of just going like 1 2 1 2 left right or right left, it's like right right left left right right left left.
Yeah. So I mean, and basically implementing that on the feet allowed you to be more economic with double kick. Pretty much
Yeah.
is what it was. So yeah, I mean, how long did it take you to really grasp the technique? Like from watching the first video to being like, God damn, I'm smashing it.
About almost 3 months.
3 months. But
Then I was using
is that
live.
daily practice or?
It wasn't daily practice in the beginning, like the first month and a half, honestly, because after that first month and a half, when I was still in Stockholm, I moved back to the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I could start doing the daily practice for another month and a half. And I had gigs with Deal's Death that summer because it was like on springtime I started learning this, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden on a show, because we were playing in Finland, and I decided to just try to play it live after like playing 3 or 4 shows on that tour already.
Yeah, we're just doing the old technique.
Yeah, but I still put the trigger on, like, because I knew like I can do this, but I didn't have like hadn't written those kind of parts for Deal's Death because it was way slower.
Yeah, so you kind of just snuck in some ridiculously fast kick drums.
Yeah, it started happening, and then one show, I think I had a few beers before that show, and I got the confidence to like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this now.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, my kicks were twice as fast.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and after that, I just kept
I mean, you
perfecting it.
obviously unlocking that new skill push your confidence up, I guess.
Yeah, it sure did. Like, especially after I managed to do it live, and I felt confident enough to like, pull it off live. And after that, I felt like I could start implementing that technique for real and getting good use for it.
Mm.
And then I could start focusing on my hands instead, because I kind of just freed up my feet to do whatever I felt like.
Yeah, so basically around that time then, and that was the point where we were like, you know, do you want to join the band? And I guess you were, you felt ready to start recording with the doubles and stuff, and you wanted to start experiencing the recording side of things. Because was that the first album you did with doubles on the feet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
So yeah, so basically with Demons, guys, if you've been following us for that long, we basically crowdfunded it when crowdfunding was a new thing, and it's all pretty hectic, and pretty much we were quite ambitious with it. We wanted to do as much as we can on like the lowest budget possible. Janne fortunately has a really nice drum room, so we pretty much decided with a combined experience of zero in actually professional studio recording that we'd try and... I mean, I was so ill-informed that I didn't even know what a DAW was. But anyway, so we tried... we didn't try, we did. We recorded the album at Janne's place on the drums.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was...
in here.
In the room where he's sitting now.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting experience. At the time, we were all young and we were all a bit, you know, stressed. I feel like maybe I put a lot of pressure on us because I really wanted us to succeed as much as possible and stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the final result, like Demons, is a really great album, and a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so that experience, I mean, we were lucky in respect because you have a typical Finnish home that you have like a sauna and a nice hot tub to like kind of relax. So we'd have like...
Well, my parents have that.
Yeah, parents. Yeah. Okay, yeah, sorry. I mean, they're an extension of you though, or you're an extension of them, one way or the other. So yeah, I mean, so we were like super lucky basically to have that situation. However, how was the session for you, Janne? How many times did it cross your mind that you wanted to pick up your bass drum and throw it at me and Ben? You don't have to be specific about either of us. You can like the combined hatred.
Oh man, it was just so stressful, man. Like all of it, I was given.
Right, just so you guys know, we programmed the drums kind of without talking to Janne about it, and some of them were, let's just say,
impossible. Because like there was stuff happening like where I would need more limbs than I had, but
yeah,
especially like Ben was very determined to have it like, no, it's gonna sound like this, and then I had to say like, this is actually not playable.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of typical guitarists, really, and we were just like, yeah, I mean, you know, if we're playing power chords at halftime, you're going to have to play a blast at 280, you know? This is just how it is. I mean, the challenge was kind of... You accepted the challenge, though, really. Like, you didn't... I wouldn't say you put up a fight or anything. Just when stuff wasn't realistic, you were like, guys... I just can't do this. But I mean, how, like, being pushed so hard, like we're playing at like 260, 280 and stuff, and doing the straight kicks for the first time on record. How did that experience like impact you as a musician? Like, I know obviously it was the stress and stuff involved, but as a player and stuff, did it change your mindset?
It didn't change really, but it evolved a little bit. Like I'm still in the same like on the same path I was back then,
Mhm.
playing wise. Like, cause that's when I really heard myself do this, and seeing it all under a microscope. Just
Yeah.
looking at all the hits and the grid lines. I was like, holy shit, this is pretty good, and like this is way off. Like, someone, can we fix that? Like, how do we do that? We don't know how to edit. Okay, so let's redo it and make it as good as I can.
Yeah. So I mean,
So-
just to put it into perspective, guys, I'm pretty sure we were recording for like 15 days or something, wasn't it? Or like around 2 weeks or something.
It was a bit less than that, and then we had to have a lot of stops because it was like
Some
we
of the
had to
songs weren't
match-
written actually, so we had to finish.
The image faded wasn't even written, so we had to wait for that. and some days we did have some breaks, like we would just went out.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, that's true. We went to Gothenburg, didn't we? And we hung out with the Deals Deaf guys. Got pretty drunk. That was actually a really good time that night. I really had fun.
And then we had. Do you remember all the breaks we had to take because of the thunderstorms?
Oh yeah, because it was the rain was so insanely big that it was so loud on the mics, wasn't it? It was just impossible to play, and obviously the energy
in the overheads and the ambience mic.
Yeah,
and also like I didn't want to risk like
all of your electrical equipment and potentially getting electrocuted. No, that was insane because we
had 3 or 4 like thunderstorm days of break.
Yeah, because it was high summer, wasn't it, when we came? It was really, really hot. So really beautiful though. I mean, that was my first time in Sweden, so I'll never forget that. It was a really nice part to visit for sure.
But it was such a learning experience. Everything was so new, and just knowing that we're being crowdfunded all this money from people expecting us to deliver an album, and then some days I felt like this is not gonna happen. Oh shit! Like we have no idea what we're doing.
I was pretty stressed about it. To be fair, Ben I mean, he was really determined and stuff, but he was kind of a rock as well. He was kind of like. He always had the vision that we could complete it in a certain way how he wanted it to be.
So, if it wasn't for him, the album would not have happened at the time because I was stressing out. I wanted to kill both of you some days.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I a lot of the time I was like, I should probably stay out of the way today, but I was like, I didn't know. If that would annoy people more, or it was a new experience for us being in the studio and being responsible for ourselves. We weren't. I don't think we were prepared to not have someone sort of reeling us in, if you know what I mean, like someone to kind of almost mother us, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the results were considering all of that. The results were really great. I thought, like your performance was insanely good, and
thank you.
It all worked out in the end. The final result was amazing. So, like, once Jacob got his hands on all of our stems and stuff, it just came to life.
Yeah.
But it was a worry. I mean, I'm pretty sure we were still worried. Like after we'd done it, we like got it edited. We were having problems with people editing and stuff like that. Like you were getting annoyed with certain people editing badly, and I mean it was just all a bit of a cluster. But no, I mean it was great, and I mean I was happy with the final result. I'm sure you are as well, because the drums especially sound insane on that. To me,
it's it was like a little milestone for me, because then always when I want to do something. When I record something new, or because I kind of want to beat my own performance every time.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely set a hell of a benchmark. We'll say that.
Yeah, but it was just so much I learned during that process. Having all those stressful events happening, and that then we just kind of learned. I think all of us did learn how to avoid situations we got to after that recording. We learned a lot about
we all split up.
Yeah. That's true.
But
we went separate ways.
But no. I mean, I'm just kidding. But we definitely the year and a half or 2 years following that, we definitely had a bit more of an idea. I mean, it's just lucky that Ant wasn't there as well, because it could have been even more combustible with all four of us. But I mean, it's fine. I mean, it was never anything personal. I think we were all just very, like, I don't know. We were all just very determined to do something, but we didn't know how to get there. So we were just like, yeah, this is how to do it, I think. And then someone else would be like, no, I think this is how we do it. And it's like, okay, well, we'll just do it and see what happens. Like, but I mean, it was a good experience. The whole Demons thing for me was great. I mean, I learned that crowdfunding is kind of crappy because of how much money the crowdfunding company takes. They literally rinse you for stuff. But yeah, I mean, I learned that you get back what you put into it, because we worked really hard on that record, and we got some pretty nice shows off the back of it, really, in reality, like main supporting At the Gates, stuff like that,
Oh yeah, that was a good show. I remember that one.
We did a few other shows. I can't really put my finger on exactly what, but it was just definitely a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving forward, so you left Bloodshot in like 2016, I think, around then.
Yeah, something like that.
And then you joined a few other bands. Evocation is one of them. Evocation.
Yeah, Evocation. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, one of those. That's like a Swedish band, kind of local to you, wasn't it? Or
yeah, it's just a neighboring city to Gothenburg called Borås.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 40 minutes outside of Gothenburg, south. And Evocation is a band that started in 1991, the same year I was born. So it was more like an
crazy
old school death metal thing. So, and I had never played old school death metal before as a drummer. I did briefly play in an old school death metal band as a guitar player, though.
Yeah. One thing you guys might not know is Janne can also shred pretty well. His downpicking skills are pretty ridiculous. Blackened by Metallica's your tune, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is. Those down picks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I joined Evocation, and we didn't do that much because they had just done an album that I didn't record, but we did a couple of shows. I think it was the following year that I joined, because they were thinking that, okay, maybe we're not gonna play anymore, but they ended up doing a couple more shows.
Nice.
With me there, but that band is kind of on ice now. I'm not sure if we're ever gonna come back, but I hope so.
I mean, Swedish bands always end up coming back. They just decide. They just, I'm bored. Let's go and do some reunion shows or something, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Swedish death metal." Everyone goes crazy for it. So
yeah, that would be fun.
So you joined some other bands as well, like. You were still in Deal's Death. You joined Despite. You're still in them now, are you not? Or
Despite I'm still in.
Yeah, I actually saw that you
put down.
Did you guys got 1 million plays on one of your songs on Spotify or something? Did I see that for Despite, or am I imagining that?
It was the whole album. It was the Synergy album.
Yeah, I mean that's congratulations on that. That's an awesome thing to be doing. So how's things with that band? Because that's like a groovy sort of. I mean, you tell me. You tell us.
Yeah, I would say that's more of a bit to the groovier side. There's a lot of.
Do you have a song that? Because maybe I could put a song on from Despite if you want. I'll go over to my review page and I'll let you can see.
Might as well just take the blastiest one.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's the title track from the latest album, Synergy.
Okay, I'm just gonna load that up now. No one can see you, but they can still hear you.
Okay. Hello. Hear me.
Synergy. Is it a music video or a lyric video?
I don't know if we have. We don't have a lyric video to that one.
Do you have a lyric video too, or is it just the song?
That's just a song. The Awakening, the one you see down there, that's also quite blasty. Actually, you can take that one because that's a video.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I just want to show the fans here. Stupid Nolly adverts. I get him every time. I'm an endorsee.
He wants you to know.
All right. Let's get into this. So this is Janne's band, Despite. He's dressed to impress. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. We'll be watching a Dark Funeral video after this at some point. Chatting some more. They reject their angel for their God. Nobody's choosing, the race is always right. All plasma function, human reduction, retaliation, heavy as hell. Really nice video as well. I like the effects on his face and stuff. It's cool. To make a performance video look unique nowadays, you know, but this is good, right? A lot of waistcoats. Isolation, your fixation, humiliation, my whole world. I've seen a different world. I've discovered there is something we can do to change this once and for all. You guys got any questions for Janne as well? Feel free to fire them into the chat and I will relay. Could be about anything about Dark Funeral or whatever you want. Thanks for checking us out, guys, as well. Please jump over to Twitch if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, because if you're on Twitch, it supports me, helps increase my views. Ooh, has he got True Temperament on that guitar as well? That's tasty. Yeah, I'm jealous of that. If you don't know what True Temperament is, guys, it's like special frets. Like, you try and look at the fretboards. They're basically more in tune than normal frets. There you go. It looks a bit fucked, but honestly, it's quite natural. Per Nilsson, he uses that on his signature. You can always hear like how in tune he is. And that's because of the frets. Nice little change. Plastic saves everything. It was fun setting up drums in the dusty quarry like that. You're super quiet.
Where are you? It started raining.
Raining as well. Oh my god. That bomb blast. You're a bit too quiet to hear the music, unfortunately. We'll chat after the song. Cheeky Joey Jordan's snare there. Think the bass. Production's sick on this, I love it. Really cool video. Those axe effects shots as well. You gotta love it.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah,
that was a
Awakening.
fun,
Awakening by Despite, guys.
yes.
I'm
And
gonna
the
go back to
producer for
Janne
that
now.
album, the producer from that album, it's well, ironically enough, the drummer I replaced in the band, he produced the album.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the production's sick on that. Like, it's crushing sounding. So, yeah. So, what have you got planned with Despite at the moment? Obviously, there's no touring, but are you guys working on a new record or anything?
Yeah, we've been trying on and off for a long time to get something together again, but yeah, it's slowly happening, and everybody's has invested in recording equipment and stuff, so we're gonna do a lot of it ourselves. But
Yes, that's
then
the
we're gonna hand over the
future.
mixing. Yeah, it is.
And handing over the
That-
mixing is very important to not do yourself. Trust me. I mean, I just did this Fallen World album, and it's been eight months of hell. And without Jacob Hansen, I would have probably wouldn't have ever finished it.
Yeah.
It's good to have the knowledge though, like to at least know what you're talking about a little bit. But yeah, leave stuff like that to the professionals if you want the best results, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But recording wise, we're all pretty up to date.
Yeah, you're all
when it comes to,
seasoned
what to
now.
use. Yeah, like I've obviously got some more experience in recording myself since Demons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing that quite a lot from here, which is great. And right now it comes very handy in this quarantine stuff. Like,
Yeah,
not that I'm in
obviously.
quarantine, but I pretty much live my life just as before the quarantine thing. But everyone else are locked in their rooms just like me now. So
And they're all writing music that needs drumming on it, so
yeah, I'm getting a lot of requests to do it now, which is great, and I'm very open to do that stuff. As long as I think the music is something I can.
Well, there you go, guys. If you need a drummer, Janne's your man. He can record session for you. So, all right. So yeah, let's. We got some impatience in the chat. Now on to Dark Funeral with a laugh face. So,
Alrighty.
Dark Funeral. So give us the story. When did you get the call? And let's just talk about getting yourself prepped and ready for that.
Yeah, that was that whole thing started in 2017. When I was actually on, I started having these thoughts that maybe the music thing is not gonna happen for me anymore. Like I was giving up because I'd been tired of being knocked down all the time. Like
Yeah, I
either
mean,
by
it's obviously really
events.
hard. It's really hard to start, to try and get a new band out there, as a lot of people know.
Yeah, so I'd been trying over and over again, and then try to stay sane doing all that, and then trying to make things work financially, which is
That's
always been
obviously
a
the
nightmare.
biggest problem, especially
Yeah.
in Sweden. It's like it's not a cheap place to live and stuff. It's like it's hard.
No, it's it's not cheap to live here at all. But anyhow, like I actually did make the decision to just like, okay, I'm just gonna get myself a normal job doing something else so I can make money, and I'll just have music as a hobby for now because it's takes so much of my time and effort, but I love to do it, so it was pretty hard coming to that decision, but I did do it for 3 hours. Because I was the same day I got this job interview at a company doing scaffolding,
Yeah.
and they said they'd hire me, so I'm like, yay, great.
Just what
And
I always wanted.
Yeah, I love
No
scaffolding.
disrespect to scaffolders. It's a hard job, honestly.
It's a hard job. It's tough. I
Yeah.
hated it.
I
because
mean,
was so
that's
good
why
at
I
it.
wouldn't want to do it, because of the physical side of it. Like,
Yeah, it was honestly not for me, but I had to try. So But the same day I went to sign those papers, I just went home, sat on the couch, just stared into the wall for like a good hour and a half, just like, what the fuck is this? Everything? Is this what I'm gonna do now? Like,
God.
I was so depressed.
Yeah, I mean that is
But
that is the most depressing sounding situation ever. Just to get a job and then go home like as if you're wearing like a congratulations party hat by yourself. Just like my life is shit now.
yeah, I was so I felt like I let myself down so hard for
Yeah,
giving
I mean, just
up.
so you guys know, I mean, Janne's obviously trained to be a musician most of his life, so this is where the disappointment stems from. We're not saying that having a job like a scaffolder is depressing. It's more the fact of going from having the aspirations to be playing gigs all around the world and, you know, coming to a realization that that's not something that you're going to be able to do.
Oh no, like don't get me wrong, like there's probably some ways for me to have some kind of extra job and do that kind of stuff, but you know, I'm so bad at it. And
Yeah.
I'm trying, but yeah, I like all the respect for everyone who's good at something, because I'm not good at many things at all. Because I was just so like, I can't do this. Like I'm gonna try to do it, but like when I did the job, like I did it okay, but I knew like, oh shit, these guys are just gonna get so sick of my shit because I'm not good at this at all.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not my skill. But anyhow, before I get to that point, but because I said I did give up for 3 hours,
Mm.
and I was just sitting in that couch, and I got a Facebook message from a guy saying that he didn't say which band it was or anything, but I saw the name. I'm like, hey, I do know that name. That's not someone I regularly talk to. And I was like, another band? Come on, I just gave up this shit.
Yeah, here we go again kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, then I just realized who was actually writing to me. And that was Michael, a.k.a. Lord Ahriman.
Lord Ahriman.
And he just said straight up that he has been recommended to contact me because at the moment they might need a not a permanent drummer. What's it called? Like
Stand-in drummer.
Stand-in drummer for a while.
For Dominator, who's
yes.
If you're not familiar with Dark Funeral, they're probably the most blasts heavy band in the world, I'd say. One of them at least.
Definitely one of them.
At the high speeds as well. So
yeah, it's super high intensity shows.
So replacing Dominator is not an easy task at all. But so he was did you ever find out who recommended?
It was a couple of people, but it was
oh, that's nice. That's nice to hear.
But the one I know for sure, that was Henrik, who is the screaming singer from Amaranth.
Oh, right.
He had friends in common with Michael, and he just sent his friends Michael's way, like, tell him to just call me. So Michael did. And he asked me, like, if I can play that kind of stuff. I'm like, yes, I could, but I'm gonna need some time to prepare
to get your chops.
Not to get to the physical. Get over the physical part of playing a Dark Funeral show, because like I could play one song, chopped up, like that's fine.
Yeah.
But then sitting there for 70 minutes and just God.
Yeah, playing.
I told him straight up, I can't do that yet, but I can promise you that if you give me a few months, I can do it.
So at that point, once you promised him and added a whole ton of pressure to yourself, what was your practice regime to then get you on that level?
Oh, I have to add another thing to this
story. Yeah, go ahead.
Because in that same call, he asked if he could apply for a U.S. artist visa for me.
Oh, damn.
And then asked me to go...
Before he'd even met or even drummed, like...
Nothing.
He was just like, yeah, I need visa. You must have been like, oh, hell yeah. I mean, what was your thoughts about the visa up to America? Was that a bit daunting, or were you like...
The whole that whole call was daunting.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, of course.
Because going from like I'm just not gonna play music anymore until like, did I just join Dark Funeral?
Yeah,
I guess I did. So
I mean,
fuck.
it was obviously destined to happen, man. Like I mean, I don't believe in destiny and stuff, but like, it's the fact that it kind of, it was it literally the same day as that you had that realization that you were like, got the call.
This is all the same day.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. It was meant to be, let's say. So yeah, so you took on the challenge. How long did you have before your first show with them to get up to scratch? And did you know any of the material before? Like, were you a fan of the band, like to know their music in depth, or?
Yeah, I did know like lots of the like the classics and
yeah, I guess being a drummer yourself, you would have watched a lot of videos of Niles before.
Yeah, and Matte Modin, who played before him. So I was like familiar with the stuff, but I didn't know it all in detail. But it didn't take me long to learn the songs musically. But it was, playing all those songs in a row.
Yeah, the endurance.
Yeah, and then realizing like my right hand technique was so bad, I have to just redo it from scratch because I couldn't do it. Like I was just cramping up. It was crazy, and then I know like, okay, I have a month and a half to get ready. But I did sign that contract for the job, so I had to work there full time for a month and a half. So I was working full time doing scaffolding. And the second I got off work,
oh man, that's brutal.
I was exhausted going to the rehearsal room.
I can imagine. I mean, if an 8-hour day on a building site is really, really brutal physically.
Yeah, it sucked.
Even if you're used to it.
In my mind, I was never at that job.
Yeah, of course, because you had this opportunity. It was kind of just like, I mean, I'm surprised that you fulfilled the contract, honestly. Like, props to you. Most people would have just walked out on it, but fair play to you to sticking that out. I guess you needed the cash.
A lot of money.
Right.
I would have to pay because I'm breaking the contract.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, holy shit, I just have to do this, and hopefully I'm gonna get into good enough shape to be able to at least get through the first shows.
Yeah, I mean, working daily like that, probably it helped your fitness anyway. I would imagine, being active and a bit of physical lifting and stuff. Because I mean, I know that when I was working on building sites and stuff, and between jobs, I'd feel a lot less energetic than when I actually went and did the 8-hour day. I'd come home and I'd be up for stuff. Obviously passing out early, but I don't know. I feel like it's good for mental fitness as well, mental health.
I was really bad for mine.
Oh, fair enough. I mean,
but I was never at that job in my head.
Yeah,
never, ever. I was always just thinking about how can I make this shit work? Like, how can I get into good enough shape, drumming wise, to be able to do this in what for me is quite short amount of time, because I don't have to just learn songs. I have to
physically change.
Yeah, and improve my abilities how to play, and that was stressful as hell. I'm not gonna lie. And the first show I played.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what was your first show? Where was it, and what was the situation?
It was in Denmark in a festival.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Janne's first show with Bloodshot as an official member was Bloodstock main stage, which is quite fun.
That was all good though, because we had already played, and
obviously.
That was 100% fun.
Yeah, that was great. We even had Doug up there doing the vocals on Quantum with us and stuff. That was an overall surreal day. Like, I remember throwing my guitar at Luke as well, and it like smacked him in the face. And I couldn't apologise to him. I had to just be like, "Yeah, thanks, guys." In the back of my mind, I was like, "I've just killed Luke."
And then I remember just walking off that stage, setting up on the Sophie stage and playing with Deal's Death.
Yeah, oh yeah, you played 2 gigs on the same day as well.
Yeah, I just ran to the other stage and just play set number 2, pretty much.
Yeah, they didn't really think about giving you any time off, but
yeah,
no, that was cool.
That was good. But anyhow, the Dark Funeral show, the first one, that was in Aarhus Metal Fest, and we were headlining one of the days.
There you go. No pressure.
No pressure at all. And we didn't even rehearse. Like, I had only done like one rehearsal with Dark Funeral before we went to that show, and that was, I think it was 2 weeks before the actual show.
That's ridiculous.
Because since I'm on the West Coast and Dark Funeral are based in Stockholm.
Yeah.
So we didn't even play the song "Secrets of the Black Arts" in rehearsals. We just live premiered it with me.
Well, they were just like, yeah, it'll be fine, man. Were they just really nonchalant about it, like, yeah, you'll be fine, kind of thing, or?
I honestly don't know what they were thinking, because I barely remember what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was doing my best not to freak the fuck out, because also no one knew this was gonna happen until like hours before the show. That's when they did all the announcements that I'm gonna be playing, and Nils is not there anymore, so I had to deal with that mental stress too. Like, oh shit.
They were like, oh yeah, we're announcing you right now, like 10 minutes before you play. Hope that's all right.
So it was kind of all eyes on me for a second, and I did not enjoy that.
No.
Not at all. I wanted to just sneak in there and just no one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the corpse paint, you know, you would have hoped you could have just hide behind that. But
yeah, I hoped so.
So anyway, like the actual performance, how did it go? Was it satisfactory? I mean, obviously there'd be shaky parts because you played songs you'd never played with the band before. Yeah. But like, how did it go for you? Did you enjoy it? Were you like, yeah, you know, the work I've done has paid off, or were you like, I know you're from past experience, you're pretty hard on yourself when it comes to your performing. But how was that one for you?
Better with that. Oh no,
I know.
Because I still had to get to know the band musically, you know, like when we were actually on stage playing, like learning what the guys are used to, because they had been used to another drummer for 10 years who had plays things differently.
Yeah.
And then they have some live arrangements I wasn't 100% familiar with. That kind of just showed up with a surprise.
Oh yeah, by the way, we play this part differently for like 16 bars. Just go with the flow, yeah. Yeah, that kind of thing.
But it was honestly just minor things, except that we all got lost in playing Arrival of Satan's Empire. We got lost at the ending. I was just playing a blast beat forever, and everybody was just looking around like, where are we in the song? Like, I have no idea. No one has any idea. So I was like,
when in doubt, just blast. And
that really works well.
Keep your head down and like just hope that the other guys finish the song.
Yeah, I did play that one with a click track. 275 click track. That's what I have on that one. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna blast like this.
I mean, it sounds impressive.
Yeah, and then I have a key, like I had a cue in my click track that's gonna tell me that the song is about to end.
Ah, okay, perfect.
So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna change this to a bum blast instead. So just forever, and then I'm just gonna do like a 4 count and then just end the song. And then I just set like this.
Just internally melting, like,
yeah.
Oh, no.
It was really, really tough to like mentally get back to the state. Like, I'm gonna play another song like nothing has happened, and you know, that was stressful. But then a couple of songs that I was familiar with came up in the set list, and I felt like, okay, I'm getting back to into the groove now. But later on in the set, my right hand started cramping, and I was like, oh, shit. You don't want cramps when you're playing blast beats like 90% of the set list. Like, but my left hand was fine, so I could just wave my right hand around on cymbals and just have my left hand.
Just switch between.
Yeah, so it was all about survival, that show. Like, and after, I just walked off stage, packed my shit, went to the hotel room to... I don't remember what I did, but was probably crying. And then I went home, and I hope I was not gonna get fired from that show. But they were like, "Yeah, that's I've done a lot of improvement since they first saw me." And then I was just improving for every
Yeah, I
time
mean,
they
I'm
saw
sure.
me,
I'm
so-
sure with the situation as it was, they probably had a fairly open mind. Like they weren't expecting you to be perfect right away, or where was there a sort of expectation for you to nail it straight away, or were they kind of cool about it?
I don't really know. I guess they had. They would hope for me being like 100% ready the second I stepped into the rehearsal room.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But obviously the music's insane, so I mean, it's like I'm sure they don't take it for granted how fast the drumming is. I mean, you'd know better than me at this point because you've been in the band with the band a few years now.
Yeah.
But maybe they do. Maybe they just think that it's just normal that people can drum that fast. So.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But right now, now I'm very comfortable playing this stuff.
Yeah, obviously you've how many shows do you think you've played since you joined? You thinking 200-300 in that sort of region? No, you play a bit less, I guess, than.
I guess it's around like 100 and around 130 maybe.
Nice.
Because there's been like scattered.
How many have you? You've toured in North America, Europe, Asia as well.
Yeah.
You played in Australia with them as well, or?
Australia and New Zealand. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's incredible, and that's just in the first 3 years since you joined.
But we actually have not done a European tour with me.
Oh, really?
No.
How bizarre.
I've been everywhere else in the world, but we've done European festivals, but no tours.
Maybe the economy's better for the festivals there.
Yeah, maybe, but North America has been a great market for us lately because
I can imagine.
Tour, it was the first time in a lot of years they were, since they hadn't been there for such a long time.
You've got a tour booked for next year, haven't you? Like Devastation of the Nation, is that right? Or am I imagining that?
No, that's the one we did.
That's the one you did.
Yes, that's one we did. So, but we have a lot of things in the pipeline right now. Obviously, I can't reveal it.
No. Yeah, I'm not looking for a scoop, but you're a member of the band now, though. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not a stand-in, so.
No.
Hopefully, in the near future, we'll hear something from you as on record. So. I'm gonna watch a video now.
Might or may not be working on new Dark Funeral stuff.
Ooh, may or may not be. That may or may not be the scoop, guys. I'm gonna watch. Is it your Hail Murder video from Australia? Is that a good one to watch?
Yeah, that's a fast one. That's a blasty one. But I kind of prefer another one.
Okay, well, I'll switch to that.
Nail them to the cross in Boston.
Nail them to the cross in Boston. Oh, all right. Let me find that. Oh, right. Yeah, it's the second one.
Yeah.
When you type in your name. All right. Let me just get this up on the screen for everyone to see. So this is talk about this live performance. Then this was on the tour, I guess, the Devastation of the Nation tour.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I'm not known for filming drum cams, and I'm not the reason this drum cam exists in the first place. Well, I did upload it, but it was actually the drummer from Incantation for that tour. His name is Charlie Corin. Mid-set playing, I just see him set up a GoPro. It's like, you need some footage.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's see what came out.
Yeah.
So this is cam audio, guys. You can hear for sure there's no editing on these blasts, and this is pure madness you're just about to experience. to watch for some reason. I don't care for guitar videos at all compared. There you go.
That's the blast.
This is like 270,
285.
285, okay.
Forever.
So at this moment, what are you thinking? You just like trying to keep your body relaxed? Oh, you're looking at the camera like, yeah, this is fun.
This was one of those shows when everything was just easy. Like,
Yeah, I know that feel.
I'm just chilling, honestly.
You're just relaxing, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you playing to a click, or are you just...
I'm playing to a click here.
You're playing to a click, yeah. So are you playing your own drums on this, or are you following the album exactly, or?
No, I'm respecting the album, but I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah, that's the best way, I think.
There's no other way I can do it.
Your style complements this music anyway, so it's. You know what I mean? If a jazz drummer was trying to do this stuff and trying to be jazzy with it, it'd sound jank, but it's like kind of made for you, this stuff.
Yeah, this song I really like to play as well. Especially I had a lot of people were doubting that I was ever gonna be able to play it too, so that's why it feels good to just
Yeah, it's like this is your fuck you song kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
This is my first fuck you drum video, pretty much. But even though I'm making I'm gonna do a fill soon that I have never been able to recreate.
Whoa. I mean, that's disgusting.
That's actually from the album, so it's nothing that I can do.
It's just doubling up on the hi-hat like that. It just looks ridiculous. And obviously sounds ridiculous.
Phil is happening soon. God damn it. I love that Phil.
That's just disgusting. It's like someone just whipped out a machine gun and just like fired it in the air a few times. So, I mean,
and I also want to add that this is song number 9 in this sentence. So I've already played 9 blasts.
Jeez. I mean,
that's you have to do it, Murphy.
What would you say the slowest song, tempo-wise, you got on the set?
It's usually Atro Regina, which is actually a slow song, but it happens after this, anyways.
You'd think they'd put it in the middle to give you a little break, or?
No. That's not the Dark Vader way, it's just torture.
No, yeah, you gotta be relentless and... See, there's a big old chunk out of your China there. Is that done during the tour, or do you just like the way it sounds with the chunk out?
No, I hate the way it sounds there. It's it happened during the tour, but I couldn't replace it. I didn't have time.
No, that was a sick drum video.
Thank you. So that's
let us know in the comments what you guys think about that. And is Janne even human? Is the first question. Questionable, but that's nothing to do with his drums. Show us a little blast, man. Why not? I'll turn you down a bit so it doesn't destroy the stream.
Can do that.
Sorry if the sound's too much, guys, then it will destroy the picture. But hopefully we can. I've not had a guest play live instruments, so why not?
Well, this is through my headset mic. I'm guessing it's through this one, right?
Yes, it's really coming through that, and it's really good quality anyway. So But yeah, that sounds okay. Not too loud. Oh, yeah. Try again. Try again with the snare. Yeah, that's good. We got a good level.
All right.
So yeah, just do whatever you feel like doing. Do like a minute of live blasting, guys. If the stream and stuff, the quality goes mad, it's because he's blasting too hard. Seems to be working fine. There you go, guys. That sounded that sounded really good to me. So it should have translated to everyone else just fine. And I don't think we had any picture drop. So thanks for that little live bit of drumming. How did you guys enjoy that? How did it sound on your end? Let us know. So you joined them. You played about 130 shows. Talk about some notable shows and bands that you've played with, like stuff that you've got to experience through that you wouldn't have.
Oh, you mean shows where I play with other bands?
Yeah, like the bands you've just like supported, or you know what I mean. Just bands that notable stuff and festivals.
Thinking about like last year we played Wacken, which is like a really cool.
Oh yeah, that's a dream for me.
Forever.
Yeah, that's like the old next to Hellfest. Those two are the ultimate sort of dream shows, really.
I haven't done Hellfest yet. I really want to.
Wow, you should have stayed in Bloodshot. Then you would have. I'm just kidding.
I'll leave Dark Funeral.
Yeah. I'm sure Dark Funeral, they must get invited to Hellfest at some point. They've definitely played there before. Yeah.
Yeah, they've played there a couple of times before, but one of my favorite ones was when we played in the Mexico Metal Fest in late 2018.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
I mean, the Mexican fan base I hear is insane. So how was it for Dark Funeral? I guess there's a lot of fake Dark Funeral shirts out there.
Oh yeah. But you know, the gig itself was great, but the thing I remember was what happened after, because you know the backstage area was really small.
Mm-hmm.
But all the people who were there, it was just like cool seeing bands I've grown up with. Like,
Yeah, what sort of bands? Where
Phil and Salmo was there.
Oh damn.
And we hung out with Phil a lot. It was cool to just sit down and hang with him and just talk about.
I bet that was surreal. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for me I had a Pantera cover band for like 2.5 years too.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I know a lot about your stuff, dude.
I mean, I'd love to meet him as well because I love Pantera. But so how did he meet like expectations? Was he like chilled out or like?
He was super chill.
Yeah.
And really, really nice, and he's a huge black metal fan too.
Oh,
so
sweet! So he was a fan of you guys. So
he actually
approached you.
He was the one who made first contact. We were just walking past each other, going to like back and forth to the stage because he was gonna play, and not long after we were gonna play.
Yeah, so you don't want to bother Phil and Salmo, really, do you? And,
yeah.
So and he's just like, go on.
He was playing with Scour.
Oh yeah.
Jarvis.
Mm-hmm.
I know Adam a little bit. Like we were talking.
Adam's a sick drummer as well. Actually, I love him.
Yeah, man. And a sick dude.
Yeah.
So we were setting up drums at the same time. Like he was getting ready for stage, and I was just setting up my kit behind him. So we were just talking some shit and walking back and forth. And I just had something I forgot to do on the kit, so I was walking back, and then I'm seeing Phil. Like we were the only ones walking there. He was walking towards me. I just tried to I don't want to stare him out. I walk straight on, and he just like, "Hey, dude, you're in Dark Funeral, right?" I'm like,
"Yeah." Epic, man.
Yeah, and then we just started talking, and I kept my cool, and it was, and then after the set, we went to hang out in his backstage and just chill and talk, and then the Cannibal Corpse guys were there too.
Oh, epic.
They're all legends to me, like, so
yeah.
It's and they just ended like a 54 show tour in South
I
America.
mean, playing in Mexico City must be quite fun. I mean, I've never played in South America or Mexico myself, but what's the vibe like there? Are they, is it quite a sort of party sort of atmosphere, or?
Yeah, it's way more intense than like, let's say, Europe or UK, which is not a part of Europe soon anymore.
Well, it is. It is still. That's a big misconception. We are actually still part of Europe. It's not like we're breaking off and becoming our own continent. Although a lot of people in the UK seem to think that's the case, but maybe it should be.
I don't know. But you should just stick to yourselves.
so yeah, I mean, that's really cool that you got to hang out with all those guys, and yeah. So I mean, it's just great that you were at a low point, and then you suddenly got given this gig that's, I guess it's completely turned it around for you. You're enjoying your time in the band and being able to travel and stuff. Obviously, you're saying you're broke and stuff, but that goes with the territory. But I'm
not completely broke, of course. But
yeah,
if I would do scaffolding, because that place had a really good salary.
Yeah,
I would probably be more financially stable, but I wouldn't give this up for being financially stable.
I mean, I think with your story, that's the best thing to take from it, is that you should never give up on your dreams of, if you want to be a drummer, the opportunity's always lurking around if you put in the work. So I mean, it's cool that you managed to turn it around and go from being like wanting to give up to being one of the most extreme bands on the planet, and being having the chance to tour again, and tour bigger than you ever have. I mean, you'd done some Euro tours and stuff before joining Dark Funeral, but where you hadn't been in a band which was really properly touring, were you?
No, this is the first time for me when I'm like being really.
Yeah, I mean, Bloodshot did a bit. But we were, when Janne joined, we were really junior, and we weren't in there doing America tours and stuff like that. I mean, we still aren't. We've toured Canada, but it's a different world. Dark Funeral is a band that had been. What year did they establish? So like
1993, I think.
Yeah, 93. So, I mean, that says it all. 27 years. 24 years before you even joined the band, they'd been grinding it out. So, no, I mean, I was always, when I heard about you joining, I was like, for me, I knew that you could do the job, because I'd obviously seen you drum a lot and stuff like that. But what sort of reaction did you get from other like friends and stuff when you joined? Because obviously it was kept a secret for a little while.
It was a secret. Friends and all were like super supportive.
Was there any surprise where people were like, "What the hell?" Because I mean, it's kind of a big. It's in reality, it's kind of a big deal to join them, because just the caliber of drums, that's instant attention for you. People are instantly going to be like, "Oh, can he do that? Can he match up to it?" So
that was. I still get that from time to time. People ask me that. Well, not me personally, but they. Well, sometimes people talk about me like I don't exist in my own Instagram posts and stuff. But.
But I mean, that goes with the territory of black metal. Yeah. No, fans are quite. I'm trying to think of a nice word for them.
That's just the one part of it I don't really enjoy, because
I mean, we get the same. We have fans that are like, they don't like the first album or the second album, they only like Demons, and it's like, well, cool, but you don't have to post that on every single freaking post. Or it's like the other thing people ask is like, When is Demons and the first album coming on Spotify? I mean, if I had £1 for every, even if I had a penny for every time I've been asked that, I'd be so rich right now. It's disgraceful. But I mean, it just is what it is, isn't it? It's just the way fans work on social media. You know, they generally want answers for stuff. So yeah. I mean, so what have you got? You got anything? I mean, we're pretty much gonna wrap up here soon because we've been on for almost 2 hours. But
oh damn, that long?
Yeah, we've been on. We've been talking for about an hour and 35 minutes, so but it's fine. We've got viewers, so we're not just talking to each other. So that's all right. So yeah, like in conclusion, what you got anything coming like that you can talk about, or you know, like any musical projects that you're interesting? I mean, you recently joined a new band with Jonas, right? And
oh yeah.
Maybe you can
talk about that.
Talk about that a little bit, because they're a bunch of guys that I really like everything Jonas has done. I love his Carnal Forge vocals. I love his production work and guitaring and ska. So it excites me for you to be in a band with him, and then for Rob to announce that he's in it as well, like one of my favorite death metal vocalists. It's like, oh god, this is going to be epic. So how's that all coming together?
That's gonna be because Jonas approached me about this when I was in the States. Well, he's asked me multiple times before, like, if I want to do an album with him.
Yeah, you recorded with Deal's Death with him many years ago, didn't you? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so you've known him for a long time.
Yeah, I've known Jonas for a long time. Yeah, but he's been once he tried to like do a Scar Symmetry 2, I feel like, because he was I think he was missing it for a second, and he asked if I wanted to do drums on that, but that just never happened. Like nothing happened. He didn't feel like doing that anymore. Yeah, I think that was just like an impulse he had. But now, like this Iron Master, which is the
Iron
best
Master
band name in the world, I have to say.
It sounds like music. It sounds like music to do weights to.
Yeah. It's Rob. He's the Iron Master. But
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue with him, to be honest.
it's kind of like death thrash metal. Like it's
balls to the wall, sort of, no compromise.
It's fast. It's aggressive, and I was expecting at first it would be like it would be very Scar Symmetry-ish, but it's not at all.
No,
it's something completely different, and that caught my
interest. Is it something new, or is it, you know?
No, it's new. He writes a song every night.
What?
No, he said he's gonna make 10 songs, and he said, like, yeah, I'm gonna spend 10 nights making 10 songs. I thought to myself, like, no one can do that and come up with a good result. And then I actually listened to this shit, and it's like, fucking hell, this is amazing.
Well, he's actually a really quite renowned producer, isn't he? And he's worked with a lot of, you know, he's written a lot of music and worked with a lot of bands. But that's pretty sick, though, that he's just whacking out a song every day, just like, yeah, check this out, and you're like,
yeah, it's
all right.
Even like the drum programming he's done is like, do I even have to record this? Like it's pretty much done already, but he wants me to do my own thing, so I like that.
Yeah, so, for sure. So you think you'll be recording these 10 songs and then just putting it out ASAP, I guess?
Yeah, as fast as we can. Hopefully this year.
Is it just is it a live project, or are you planning on maybe playing some? I mean, a recording project. Or are you planning on playing some live shows potentially?
We have no idea.
Oh, you're just doing it organically and seeing how it goes.
Yeah, because Jonas is. I just feel like he's that kind of guy who's like, I want to do this now, and if it happens, it's gonna happen. But if it takes too long, nah. Then he's gonna do something else.
Yeah.
So we booked the drum recording. Like for once, I'm not gonna record my drums here. Like I'm gonna go up to his studio and do it.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So I'm gonna just leave the production part to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be a breeze for you then. And he's obviously really good at producing and stuff. So you know, that's a pleasure to be able to do that. Especially working on his stuff. You know, he's gonna be even more finicky about it. Maybe try and get some tips out of it because he'll be doing it the best he can at that moment.
I hope so. But it's gonna be like lots of thrash beats and blast beats and just only Robert screaming his balls out. It's gonna be cool.
Sounds perfect.
But I haven't heard a single vocal demo yet, and I don't think I will until it's all done. But you know,
yeah, I
know
mean,
what
yeah,
sounds like.
You don't have to worry about him. All right, guys. So we're wrapping up now. If anyone's got any questions for Janne, just fire them out. This is sometimes can be really awkward, and no one asks any questions, and I'm just sitting here with the guests like, all right, so yeah, see you later, man. We got a few. We did have some people saying some stuff before, so I might check. Might just quickly.
I think I can see it too. Like if I get really close to the screen, I can see your screen.
I should have a log somewhere. Well, maybe not. Well, we'll say hi to Benjamin Corona.
Hello, Benjamin Corona.
What's up, Hollywood, man? Sorry I didn't say hi earlier. Thanks for tuning in, as always. GB as well. Really appreciate you guys and the support. Yeah, I mean, on Sunday, guys, Sunday's my next show. I'm going to be doing, I think, episode 4 of the songwriting. So, Hollywood says, I'm a big fan from Canada. To you, Janne.
Oh, thank you.
Hollywood came to our Bloodshot show in Toronto there, so he's a good guy. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, and we even forgot to mention one of my bands that I'm just gonna give you all.
Oh yeah. Let's have a listen to it actually, and that will give people a chance to ask any questions. Is it Night Crowned? Yeah.
Yes.
What's the song name?
You can take Reborn, maybe. No, like take Ira, IRA.
Alrighty, official lyric video. So you're signed to Noble Demon. Damn, 105,000 views. Very nice. All right, well let's get into this then.
Mobile just sent me this solar wireless battery pack.
I don't care about your battery pack. I'm trying to watch some death metal. All right. So this is Ira by Night Crown, another one of Janne's projects. Really nice production, black and death metal sort of sound.
This one's all done in everybody.
Sounds nice and old school. Oh. Ooh. Nice. It's got kind of Dimmy Borgir feel to it a bit. Oh, nice. Unexpected clean vocals. Yeah, this is absolutely killer, man. I like the video as well, it's quite desperate. Yeah, I'd be screaming if people were dragging me by my wrist like that, so it's appropriate. It's nice. It's definitely like a blend of all the great black and death metal bands out there. It's making me think of like Behemoth, Diabolical, Dimmu Borgir. I think it's interesting how you can go between sounding so old school and super modern and still keep it quite fluid. It's killer stuff. Like this is modern.
I have no idea.
It's like modern sounding, and before there was like a skank beat. Fake blood in the mouth like that is something I would never want to do. Just looks so fucking disgusting. I mean, it looks cool, but... not for me. Contacts as well. God damn. It's commitment. I really like this clean vocal part. It makes me think of like proggy sort of metal, but not in a negative way, like modern prog. I've got to hand it to your vocalist, man. He is a hell of a performer. He's like carrying this video like really well. Like I could not do this. I'd be about 2 minutes in, I'd be like, I literally hate myself. I hate the way I look. Get me off screen.
He pulls it off really well.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I couldn't do it for shit. I hate doing videos. Like, well, god damn it, that's like the worst thing in the world.
There's another minute on this. Is that just credits or?
I have no idea.
Oh, it is.
The song is ended.
I've never seen that before. I like it though.
I've never watched that far of that video. I have no idea.
All right, so that was Night Crowned, Ira. Thanks, yeah. Budman. Budman was asking. Someone, Hollywood said, I have this album and I had no idea it was Janne.
Oh, man.
Shame, he said shame on me.
This is honestly the first band I've recorded with when I helped start a band. Like, I think it might even be the first band I'm an original member in.
Wow. Okay, well that's
the first and only one.
That's funny. Well, I mean, you should be really proud. That sounds really great. Noble Demon is a new record label started by some of the guys that were part of Nuclear Blast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's
Flory, is it?
Patrick.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, obviously he's got top knowledge and stuff. So I wish you all the best with that release. Obviously, with what's happening, it's not a great time, but it definitely sounds like something promising. Are you going to play shows with that band as well, or is it?
We have played shows, actually.
Yeah.
We played a few festivals last year. It was 2 festivals last year.
Cool.
But I only played one of them because I had to have a friend of mine standing in for me.
As is standard for every drummer in the world, everyone needs a stand-in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that pretty much wraps us up for today because we're just about to approach the 2-hour mark, and that's when I get I get cut off on my recordings and stuff. So it's been a pleasure to have you, man, and I appreciate all your work you've done for Bloodshot in the past, and I'm always going to be an avid supporter of what you do because I love your drumming.
Likewise, man.
We talked about it the other day, but for Fallen World's second album, even though I haven't released the first one yet, I'm hoping that I can get live drums on, and so I'll be we'll hopefully be collaborating in the future on some stuff. So that should be fun. So yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot for checking us out, guys. We hope you've all enjoyed it. Janne will be on tour as soon as tours start happening again, so go check him out. We've checked out all of his bands today, so you can I'm sure you can find some info for yourselves. So yeah, thanks a lot, Janne, and thanks everyone for coming in. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. And come on Sunday, guys, and we'll be carrying on with the songwriting. So see you all again.